Right guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm sticking on this Nardi cultivator that we have hired from Amia, and we're going to go and rip up some barley stubble. Right, we should be good to go there. Right, so we're all hooked up. It's got quite a neat little feature here. If I use the spool on the back of the tractor here, I can lift the roller and discs up out of work. Which makes it a little bit easier to get to grease points and stuff. We'll take it up to the workshop, stick some grease in it, and then we'll head up to the field. Right, so fast forward a bit, we're now up in the field with the tractor and cultivator. This is some of our off-ground, so it's up where our cows and calves and some of our silage is made. And we grew barley here this year. We're going to grow barley again this year again. So what we've done, we spread a load of muck on this ground. I think it's at about 15 tonne a hectare. So all I want to do with this is incorporate the muck. I'm not trying to rip it deep and lift any compaction if there is any or anything like that. I just want to incorporate the muck. So you can see this is the ground here I haven't done. So there's muck, stubble, bits of volunteer barley, all that good stuff. And this is what the job it's doing behind. So we've lifted all the trashy bits, all the bits of stubble. We've got the muck incorporated in there. It's all sort of turned bits of it up. And then the roller's doing a good job on the back of packing it all down. Now you guys can tell me I'm wrong, go ahead, but I'll show you how I've got this set up. So these feet here, as you can see, are hardly doing anything. They are only just in the ground. They just want to lift the very top enough so that when it goes through the discs behind, it turns it over. And then compact it back down with that roller. That will also break up any lumps that come through. These legs can all be set to a pressure. There's an accumulator there, a little pressure gauge. You just plug this pipe in and you can pressurize it using the spool. I haven't bothered doing that because I'm hardly using them. You can see it's a bit deeper there, but I think we're in a bit of a hollow or a tram line type thing here. So basically all I want to do is turn it from a light green and mucky colour to a light brown colour. What will happen then is we'll have a couple of weeks whereby we'll just leave it, let anything that we turn in germinate, and same as the ground back home, we'll come and spray it off. So this is a Nardi cultivator, 3-metre machine. It's an Italian brand. I've never seen one before. We're actually hiring this machine from Amia, who are a local machinery dealer to us. They sort of specialise in kit that other people don't have. So Nardi is a brand that they deal with. They deal with a few Italian firms, I think. We've got to drop this back to them later when we're finished, so we might be able to have a little look round. Yeah, there's 7 legs there. You can adjust the depth on them using the bolt holes if you want to. And then there are 3 sets of twin discs that sort of just mash everything together as it comes through from behind the legs. So you can see as that leg comes through, turns everything this way, that disc then turns it all back again, chucks it into this one, all goes through the crumble roll. Does a very nice job. We haven't actually got any sort of cultivation equipment. We've got one little spring tine harrow. It's not really man enough to do what we want. So we looked at hiring this. So we're hiring this for this season. Very competitively priced to buy this machine as well. Whether we will or not, or we'll just hire it again next year, I don't know. You always run the risk of someone else having it out on hire. My first impressions is that it's doing a very nice job. The only thing straight off the bat that I think would do a slightly better job for what we want to do is if it had a packer roller on the back and not a crumble one. So the sort of thing that you have on like a sumo trio, that type of thing, or on the back of a power harrow. I think if that had a packer roller and pack that back down, that would be absolutely proper. But I know that if you were going to buy one of these, I've had a look online at the brochure, you can spec it to whatever you want on there. You can also adjust the angle there of the roller on the back to this bar here. This is all hydraulic, as we said earlier, so we can lift it up and down on the spool. You can pressurize it down if you want to. And yeah, it's a good bit of kit. It's fairly heavy, got a weight on the front of the tractor, keeps us nice and balanced. We'll do this little field, and then when we get into the 2 bigger fields, we'll have a look at it as it's working. And I got the drone and that, so we'll have a proper look at it. Right guys, I've just finished the first field. I forgot to say earlier, all this ground here that was barley, I said it was going back into barley. The 2 big fields behind me there are this smaller one, it's just under a hectare in size, is actually going into grass. So you can see the machine's done a really good job ripping everything up, mixing everything in, compacting it back down. Really nice loose soil it. Drill grass seeds into that and roll it. Absolutely no problem. Got a wet spot in the field. We're gonna have to investigate with a digger, so I sort of left that bit. Must be a pipe burst underground. Now sadly I'm not going to be able to do any more this afternoon, for a couple of reasons. One, I've lost one of the wings off one of the sides here. I've not actually lost it, I found it in the field, but it's come off and I haven't got any nuts and bolts with me, which is a rookie error. There's another set of feet that are missing on it already, so I'd quite like to get some feet on it before we do any more. Second thing is, I've got an oil leak on the accumulator. As you can see there, it all just went gush just as I finished. It's coming out of this block, I think. So I need to take it back home. I don't want to undo this here in the field. Head home and sort that out while we've got a workshop, because I think that's a sensible thing to do. I think on that join in there where it goes into the box, whether it's bust an O-ring or something, requires a bit of investigation. Right guys, we're back. It's now Monday. The last time you saw me with this machine was Friday. We had a bit of an oil leak on the accumulator on the top there. Me and John have sorted that out this morning, so it's all hunky-dory again. One of our bigger fields, this is called Grimley. I'm not quite sure how big it is, I can have a look on the map in a minute. But as you can see, we've set ourselves an AB line. We're doing some land work here with this Nardi cultivator. Now this ground, same as the other field we've done, has had 15 tonne a hectare of cattle muck spread on it. It's about 6 tonne an acre if you work in acres. And all we're doing is incorporating that in. We're disking up any weeds and bits of barley volunteers that are here to make a new seed bed. So hopefully if they are still there, they'll grow. We'll come and spray it off before going straight into this with a drill. So you can see the job here that it's doing. So this is ground that hasn't been done yet. You can see all the bits of barley here that have come through the combine, and the muck and stubble. And then this is the afterwards. So you can see it's all been pulled up, so it's now out the ground loose. We're not working it very deep at all, just enough to sort of pull the roots up of the stubble. Mix all that muck in, mix any seeds in. We'll leave this again for another couple of weeks, let it green up, and then when I spray off the oat stubble at home, we'll come up and spray this off at the same time with a bit of Roundup, a bit of glyphosate, and make a stale seed bed. I got some comments from a few of you when we were doing the ground at home, and I was saying we will go into this with a direct drill. Now obviously what I meant was we will drill straight into this without having to plough it again, but obviously a direct drill would be going into this sort of stuff. So I apologise for the confusion, I just mispronunciate what I meant. We're doing a small amount of tillage, so min-till is probably what you would call it. This ground up here is farmed commercially, it's not anything to do with the science that we do here. So it will be cultivated like this, and then Tom, who is our local contractor, lives just the other side there, he farms. He'll come in with his horse drill. I think it's like a disc type drill, and it'll go straight into that. No bother whatsoever.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday, nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Gonna quit my job, never wanna have no boss. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio. Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be real good, if you know what I mean. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the yourself in the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, oh.
Guys, I had to abandon the drone because it was getting too wet. It was raining too hard. I apologise for that, but I can't control the weather. I'm just going over part of the field now that is really, really rough. We had a wet spot and I made some ruts with the sprayer. As you can see, I'm sliding all over the place. So what I'm actually going to do, pick the machine up there, just go over it 2 or 3 times to level it all out. This does a really good job of distributing the soil evenly across the machine. If I do it 2 or 3 times, I'll fill in all the ruts. And we'll be back to like a normal field again.
Looking in, I see Phil. I had to wind down wind down the feed rate, or not to the effective feed rate, because the tyres are so much, the circumference is so much bigger because of the mud on them.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again, but I love auto steer. How satisfying is that? So good, just so good. What do you reckon, Gus? What are you thinking about? He's doing a really, really good job. I'm well happy with this. Right, just finished big field here called Brimley. I've just let Gus out for a run as well, which I'm not sure is a very good idea because he's going to be muddy now. Well, either muddy or covered in dung, one of the two. Anyway, muddy dog. It's just about to start raining again, which is annoying because it's been actually quite sunny the past 20 minutes. Field's all done, looking really, really good. That'll all green up really nicely, I am sure. Now moving in to a field called Newman's. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because this field here, Brimley, that was grass before having barley in it last year, so that was ploughed. This field here, Newman's, this had oats in it the year before, so it was stubble and wasn't ploughed. We just direct drilled that, or Tom direct drilled it with his drill. So I'm interested to see if it'll work up any different. I'm not sure it will because, you know, it is stubble and stubble, but we'll have a look. The other field we did up the other day up there, the little one, we'll go and have a look at that because Phil's been up here with the Einbot grass seeding it. We got a week of rain forecast now, and it's sort of been dryish this morning, so we'll get the seeds on it. He can sort of scuffle it about with the tines on the back of the machine and it'll be whatever it is. If there's some volunteer barley grows up through it, that doesn't really matter because it's only going to be grazed by cattle. Bit of mud starting to stick to the discs, just because it's been a bit tacky, but it is still doing a really good job. And the basket on the back, that's still doing a good job leveling everything out that comes through it. Yeah, I'm well happy with this. One thing you don't want to find in a field that you're working in, big iron bar. We'll put that somewhere where it's not going to get disturbed. Right, so Phil's been up here and done a bit of a job. We've got a hole there that requires a bit of investigation. There's a very wet spot. There must be a water pipe to this drinker under here somewhere. And yeah, wet. Anyway, Phil's been in and chucked the grass seeds on this. You can see them all there they are. He scuffled it over with the tines as well, so a lot of them would have been buried. So hopefully now we can Well, if it comes dry enough, we can come up and roll it, but what you don't want to do is come and roll it now, because everything will just stick to the roller. I'm going to get on with this field. This one's nice and square. That shouldn't take us too long, and then I have to clean the mud off of that a bit. Might take it down to our buildings and just wash it off with a little hose we got there. Then we got to take the thing back. Right, first thing I've noticed about this field, the ground is definitely drier. Whether it just drains a bit better than next door, or because it hasn't been ploughed in the last couple of years or something, I don't know, but definitely a bit firmer. The soil's definitely drier underneath. None of it's sticking to any of the machine like it was next door. I've got myself my second GoPro. I'm going to go and stick it on the machine, see if it will stay on there. Well, I guess that's a no then. That is now the state of my second GoPro. I need some cleaning. So it's started raining quite heavily. Luckily the ground underneath is dry, so it's not sticking to the machine at the moment. I've only got to that hedge to go. But yeah, they did forecast thunderstorms. I'm guessing that's what this is. I can't even see the moor over there now. So it's obviously going to be pretty heavy for a minute or two. Right, we're all finished. I just had to help John move some cattle whilst we were up here. And I was going to take this thing straight back to Amia, but it is rather muddy. I just cannot bring myself to take it back to them muddy. So I'm going to take it home, wash it all off, grease it up, put some oil on it, and then I'll take it back to them tomorrow. But I got a bit more time, because it's 4 o'clock now anyway. I think that's only fair. It was clean when we picked it up, so it ought to be clean when we take it back. Right, just got back to the yard. As you can see, this thing is filthy. There's no way I can return it like that. So what we'll do is, it's quite handy having this spool on the back, because I can let up and down the back piece. We'll give it a once over with the pressure washer. We'll let it dry overnight, and then in the morning I'll stuff some grease in all the bearings. And we'll put some oil on it and we'll take it back to him. That looks an awful lot better. I realise missing another foot now, or another wing, which is a bit annoying, but I don't feel so bad taking that back now. It's all washed. Right, so we've just dropped off the cultivator back at Amia. There it is there, nice and clean and oiled up. They've got a nice and Rossi mower there. It's obviously on its way out to someone soon. And there's something for Will from Red Hill Farms, nice and Rossi bat rate. He'd love that one, I'm sure. They got some really cool, quite specialist and niche stuff here, as well as the cultivators and mowers and all that other stuff. So I'll make sure I leave these guys linked in the description. They've also got a YouTube channel with a load of their equipment on it, so you can check all that out. Yeah, they do some really cool stuff. Our fled bag spike that we have for fertiliser comes from Amia. A lot of people run those bat rakes. I know Will at Red Hill Farms on Instagram, he has one. As well as his little seed drill, I think that's a Amia product as well. Next time we're in the field now, we'll probably be spraying. We'll wait for all that ground we cultivate to green up. When we have a dry window of weather, we'll get out and spray it off and get the drill in. Right, so I'm now back in our yard, as you can see. Just want to say a big thank you to Alan and Beth at Amia for letting us borrow the cultivator, or hire it I should say. Really, really good tool, worked perfectly for what we wanted to do. Definitely something that we need to look at either buying or hiring again in the future. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, then please do subscribe. We're nearly at 10,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I will leave the link to Amia down in the description, along with all my own social media links. If you want any of that, go and have a look there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until the next time, cheerio.